Alright, in this unboxing video, I'll be showing you the new Garcia Revo X BFS reel. As usual, my BFS reel reviews are going to be multiple video series, and it always starts off with an unboxing video where I'll show you guys what the specs and what it's being marketing as, and then we'll assess the spool, and then I'll give you my feedback. My honest feedback of what I think about the reel. Followed by that is going to be my cast testing session, and then if this reel deemed worthy, I'll make more content such as fishing or maybe some mods, etc, etc. With that said, let's get this video started. Right, the first thing I want to do is I want to read off a couple things from their, I guess the product description. It was on Amazon as I gotten this at Amazon, but for some odd reason, they've taken all the description out of it. And well, I gotten this description right off Tackle Warehouse because it's the same stuff. I believe it's the same stuff. But anyway, you guys hit the pause screen if you want to read everything. I'm just going to read a couple excerpts from the product description. And it says, built for anglers who know the importance of downsizing when the bite gets tough. The Garcia Revo X BFS casting reel are built with a super lightweight BFS concept spool. So I am hoping that this can be a very light spool, allowing us to cast very light lures on an ultralight rod. Now, the second paragraph says, featuring a carbon matrix drag system, the Revo X BFS boasts a surprising 20 pounds of drag. Let's stop there. Wow. I don't know if it's boasting or it's fail boating, because BFS fishing is not about super power, okay? 20 pounds is a lot. Most people are using 8 pounds, 10 pounds maybe max. So having 20 pounds of drag, you might be snapping line or snapping rods. So be very, very careful if you get this reel, set it down low. Anyway, I won't read everything off the description. We are going to look at the specs right now on the box. Okay, so as you see here, gear ratio is 7.3 to 1 gear ratio, doing about 30 inch per turn. And 20 pounds of drag, as I mentioned, that's a lot. And that's a heavy reel, 7.2 ounce. Ouch, that is heavier than most of my bait finesse setup, meaning the rod, the reel, and the line, and the lure. That's heavy. Anyhow, that is it for the specs, okay? And the box, like I said, I got it on Amazon. I did not open this yet. So one thing I want to say to Amazon, for whoever packed this box, you're likely a fisherman who opened this box to take a look at the reel. Because look at the sticker. The sticker is supposed to, you know, stick right there, and the box is like not all the way down. Ooh, shame on you for opening up my box. Anyhow, let's open this bad boy up. Hopefully it's not a used reel. And look at that. More information on the side. Oh, it's different languages, that's all. Alright, well, anyways, that's it. That's it in the box. Okay, anything else in the bottom? Oh, we got some schematics right there. Warranty info, okay. Alright, so these are all the important stuff if you need to maintain your reel. So we'll put this off to the side or right back in the box. And let's clear the table. So I'm a huge fan of orange. I love orange, but wow, this is a big reel. It feels like they just took the Revo and just slap a shallow spool on it, because this is a big freaking reel. And it's a big spool too. I wonder how much it weighs. They said it's super ultralight, right? But right now it feels pretty smooth, okay? Feel very sturdy, like it feels like a big bass reel. This is a big spool. Look at that. So I am assuming it might be like a 34 millimeter, maybe. We'll measure that later. But yeah, look at the orange. I love the orange. So we got the aluminum handle. We have this typical Garcia style knobs. Very soft, a little bit sticky. Okay, so it's very grippy. Hey, drag clicker, baby. Okay, let's put this thing max for a second. Wow, that's a lot. That's strong, actually, very strong. So be very careful. Oh, starting to move. I actually want to go all the way to the lowest spot for a second. That's not usable. Okay, so what you guys seen me do here is I was playing with the drag settings, because for some reels, right, like some reels, some portion of the drag, it's not really usable, because what happened is this thing right here, especially the looser side, it's so loose that sometimes when you reel, you knock it, it just changes all the time. But, you know, as I was concerned about 20 pounds of drag, well, given that this drag star right here, it seems like you should be able to fine tune your drag, but definitely be careful because 20 pounds could be snapping line, heck, snapping rod tips, or potentially warping the spool if this thing is a super thin spool. Okay, let's take a look at the tension knob. Wait, hold up. Okay, so they didn't really configure this in any way, but as usual for any sort of magnetic reels, and I have proven it with MagTrack system, all you have to do is configure like raWr reels. Okay, basically you tighten the tension to the point where there's no side-to-side play, but it needs to be loose as possible, and you just rely mainly on the brake dial. Okay, and of course that is a starting point. I know some people keep arguing saying that you can still use the tension knob. Yes, you can. You can tighten it if you need to, based on your casting style and your needs. Okay, but you know, the starting point I like to suggest always, just like raWr, loose as possible, but no side-to-side wiggle of the spool. Okay, so let's take a look at everything else. It looks like it's not a vortex style. Yeah, not a vortex style guide right there. So with a large spool like this, it may create some friction as it's casting out. If they made a cone shape, it would reduce friction, allowing it to cast a little further. Okay, it looks like you open this up to put some lube, I think, maybe. Yeah, there's a screw right there. So okay, that's all we're looking at for the outside. Let's look at the inside, shall we? Now to open this up, right there. Ta-da! Here we are. MagTrack style braking. Only magnets on one side. Okay. So yeah, that's a pretty big spool. Let's first weigh it with the bearing on. The bearing is large, so it's about probably 1.1 grams. Ouch! That is heavy. They said this thing is lightweight, but this thing right here is heavier than SV spools and MGL spools. Holy smokes. I guess this is going to be made for power bait finesse fishing. Alright, I grabbed my calipers. Let's just measure this diameter of the spool. It should be around maybe 34. 33. 33 for the outer. Inner is 28. So yeah, this is a very heavy spool. What do you guys think? Alright, so let's just weigh this reel and see if it's exactly what it says. Wait, hold up. It's touching the side, the start. Nope, now it's touching the table. Jeez, this thing's so hard to balance on. Nope, it's touching somewhere. You know what? Let's try this. Woo, I got it balanced. Let me take a look on the side. Oh yeah, this whole thing is balanced on the scale, and it is indeed 7.2 ounces. That is very heavy. All right, so there you have it. My unboxing video of the Revo X BFS reel from Abu Garcia. What's my first impression of it? Woo, I think it might be, and I don't want to say it too early, but I think this is going to be a miss on Abu Garcia's side. Given that Abu Garcia have many bait finesse reels before the BFS bandwagon like picked up in the US, right? Because they have some in Japan. And in fact, I remember they sold a bait finesse reel way before, like in Bass Pro shops. Like it was like around close to like $360, like way back. I don't remember which model, but I wanted one. Because my friend Mike, One Rod One Reel, he had the one of the early, actually it is the early Aldebaran from Shimano, and I was like, man, let's try something else cheaper, and I can get it easy in the US. And at that time, right, I was like, what? It's not being sold anymore. Like Bass Pro Shop discontinued selling it, and I couldn't get it. And then eventually they took it off the website. And so yeah, I feel like this is gonna be a miss on Abu Garcia, but I'm gonna hold my thought on that until I actually cast test it, because you know what? There are no standardization when it comes to bait finesse. Like no one set up what the standard is, but generally when it comes to bait finesse fishing, BFS reels are made for medium light rods and below, up to ultralight. And they're marketing this as an ultralight spool, and it keeps saying ultralight, super light, but the spool is heavy. I don't think this reel here could cast ultralight lures, okay? It's likely going to be used on a medium light power rod, at least the heavier side of it. So you technically don't need this reel. You could use a lot of other reels with lighter spools. Like I mentioned earlier, you have something like this guy here, okay? The SLX 71XG. This spool here is lighter than this guy, and I could bet you this guy here could cast 1/8 ounce very easily if you spool it with very, very little line. But I don't know how light this thing could go, okay? So with the cast testing session, we could fully assess this and see how this reel performs. If you guys are interested, make sure you guys stay tuned for that because that is coming soon. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, tight lines.